The linebackers for Purdue, an excellent bunch. They really run well. Joe Odom had a big game a week ago. Now they're going to see if he can put consecutive big games together.
We talked about Schweigert and how good he is at free safety, but the corners are going to be tested by Brandon Lloyd today, Antoine Rogers and Ashante Woodyard.
Second down and 10 after the completion. Rocky Harvey checks in. Kittner to throw. Kittner under pressure, and he's sacked. It's dropped by Aiken Adele.
Well, Adele has been the stud for them all year long. That is his 17th tackle for loss and his 6th sack. Watch number 13 at the top screen. He actually will beat 2 guys. Watch as he comes in and watch. Look at the quickness off the ball. Great move. Fullback comes in to help, but it's just too late. What a tremendous job by Adele to beat both the left tackle, in this case it was Boobin, and the runner, which was Rocky Harvey.
There's a drive that started at the Purdue 44. You want to give it to a defensive lineman, the Heisman? You ready for that?
I'm not.
Julius Peppers making a campaign for it as you look at the BCS standings. Purdue came in at number 14. Michigan, the top team in the Big Ten, again for BCS standings.
And Miami conceded it could be left out again. That's just astonishing. Arguably the best to do in protection, Steve, because up to this point they have been very, very poor.
That's one of the things Purdue coaching staff told us about. He's been sacked 15 times this season. Probably a third of those are actually the quarterback's fault, not the offensive lineman's fault. Antonio Harris, the ball carrier. No gain on the play.
And once again, they're put in a position where they're dependent upon their defense to get them a 3 and out and get field position.
Purdue defense held Northwestern, the Big Ten's top offensive team, to 84 yards below their season average a week ago. Held Damian Anderson to 72 yards. Todd already the 3rd sack of the game. Illinois came in 3rd in the conference in sacks.
It's a fake.
It's a fake. And what a great play.
That's Joe Odom, the middle linebacker.
They say he runs well. There's an example of it. Off the fake, Joe Odom.
Steve,
on the 5-yard line.
Steve, this is tremendously courageous, because if this does not work, all the momentum is on Illinois' side. Ron Turner not very happy about it, but Joe Tiller just showed an amazing amount of courage there with the home folk. Here it is. It's going to be the short. It's going to be the short side. Look, he has his hands extended even. He has his hands extended. Maybe they should have paid attention to that. He had his hands out. Great blocking at the point of attack, and Joe Odom, 6'2", 242-pounder, according to what they have, actually ran a 40 and 4.48. So they had a tremendous linebacker making a huge play for the Boilermakers.
52 yards off the fake punt for Joe Odom. And here's Hance pumping and throwing. Touchdown, Seth Morales.
Brandon Hance looked, he was terrific right there. Watch the pump fake. That gets the corner down to the slant, and this way Morales, who has the out route in the end zone, is almost wide open. Great job by Hance of looking people off and fooling them with a pump fake.
And Travis Dorsch pushed through the extra point. Hance, perfect ball to Morales for the 8-yard touchdown, but it's all keyed off the fake punt by Joe Odom. 52-yard game.
Well, Seth Morales really is one of those young men. He's a transfer from Butler, and as you pointed out, Steve, 5'10", 180 pounds. He doesn't have blazing speed, but he runs great routes. Does a nice job of getting open. Watch what's going to happen. He's going to fake, kind of pump fake. Defenders are going to come with the slant, and then Morales is going to come to the outside. Take a look. Here's the little slant route. Look at the fake. Boy, that's just a terrific throw. And really a poor job in coverage outside by Christian Morton, who is standing in the end zone to be.
This crowd has completely turned things around. It's going to be tough here for Illinois here.
All right, Dave, you can really hear it. And they're on their feet as well. Here's Kittner to throw. He's got time. And he's picked off. Intercepted. Landon Johnson picks it off. And it's going to get even louder now here at Ross-Ade.
Brian Hodges, the tight end, as soon as he was looking for, but clearly that was not his first choice. He starts to panic a little bit. This is very unlike Kittner because he doesn't throw interceptions. Look at this. He leads him, and really that's Hodges' fault. Hodges needed to cut outside. He does not. Landon Johnson able to pick it up. For Kittner, see, that's only his 6th interception of the year against 14 touchdowns. I'm sure he's got to be a little bit upset with his tight end for not cutting to the outside and at least batting down the ball that was picked off.
Well, while Kittner doesn't throw interceptions, you see there, Purdue loves to pick them off. Montrell Lowe is the ball carrier. Usually it's Stuart Schweigert, but there it's Landon Wilson on the interception.
Well, Steve, that's their 12th interception of the season, and last year they only had 10 the entire year. So clearly this year, the Boilermakers have been much more opportunistic on defense. And Landon Johnson just personified what we talked about, Steve, and that is they can afford the luxury of covering a tight end man.
Use that to their benefit. Actually, Illinois is very good in that department as well. So you're not figure to see a whole lot of turnovers today. Screen out to Brandon Lloyd, and he fumbles the football, and it's picked up.
He's going to go.
Purdue, down the sideline for Purdue.
And evidently he stepped out of bounds.
Gardner. And we'll see where they mark the ball.
And the argument you can see over there by Ron Turner, was he out of bounds when he picked up the ball? And is Illinois going to get it back?
Illinois just trying to get the ball in the hands of Lloyd in any way.
Reeves does a nice job of stripping. And remember, Reeves picked one up last week. Now he's in bounds. There it is. The left foot was out of bounds. That's a good call by the official being right on top of it. But Purdue does come up with it. This is a great job by Gardner. So many times you see a guy fall on it. Right there, he picks it up. You saw the left foot at the 32-yard line. He was indeed, or 31. He was out of bounds. Good job by the official right on top of it. But I say this, Steve, because you see it happen so many times. You see a defender slide over there and try and throw his body onto the
Purdue, by the way, he's the shortest of 3 brothers. His brother is 6'3" and 6'5".
You're not going to get that anyplace else. Here's Kittner under trouble. He's pressured, throws it up, jump ball, and it's picked off. Intercepted. Back the other way.
Gilbert Gardner, he's going to go, Steve.
He's not going to step out this time. Gardner is dropped at the 6-yard line. Kittner is picked off for the 2nd time today. Gardner returns at 55 yards.
Steve, this was the byproduct of giving them a little of their own medicine. Illinois had been so effective in blitzing Purdue. Purdue says, you know what? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Take a look. Here comes Landon Johnson, and here comes Schweigert from his free safety position. Landon Johnson lays an absolute knock on him, as does Schweigert, and as a result, he cannot get the post pattern downfield. He actually has his man open, but watch, he's going to get whacked. The ball is going to fall short. And then Gardner's afforded the luxury of playing center field. Lloyd cannot. Of course, that's not really an offensive play, the 52-yard run by Joe Odom. Other than that, they've held him in check.
2nd down and 6. Hand off to Harris again, the 2nd man through. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play, and check back in with Brian Kenny. Love him. Mitch Leone is one of those guys for Purdue. Here's Kittner now to throw. He's got plenty of time. Throws across the middle. He's intercepted. Picked off. It's Stuart Schweigert down the sideline. And Kittner has thrown his 3rd interception today. There is a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play.
Well, Steve, as we had talked about, only 5 interceptions in the first 7 games, 3 today, and conceivably it could have been a 4th if Rodgers hadn't dropped it. It appears that there's a personal foul that they're going to tack on 15 yards at the end of the 5th interception of the season for Schweigert. But here's the deal with this, Steve. That was absolutely atrocious. He had plenty of time in the pocket, surveyed the field, threw the ball well behind Young. And you see Stu's crew out there. We'll get a chance to Dave Ryan document those people in just a second. But Schweigert, leading tackler with his 5th pick. Take a look at the throw now as we're talking. Plenty of time in the pocket. Takes his 5 steps. Plenty of time. Here's the dig route. Look at how far behind it is. Schweigert able to make the interception easily. That was nowhere near close. And this is not the same quarterback that we saw 2 weeks ago against Wisconsin.
Todd, just a week ago, as far as Schweigert is concerned, the coaching staff told us he had his worst game of the year by far. They said he really challenged him in practice, had a great week of practice, and there comes up with the interception. An easy pick to make, though, as Joey Harris is bounds. And send it down to Dave Ryan. Where are you, Dave?
All right, just outside Stu's crew, the student section. No one celebrating Stuart Schweigert's 5th interception more than Andy Martin, a sophomore here at Purdue, the founder of Stu's crew. Why'd you get this club started?
Well, this team is just chock full of talent, and when you have to pick one player, you have to pick one player. Stu's a big playmaker, best player in nation, and it's ridiculous how good he is and we are.
After this play, we'll show you the back of the T-shirt, guys.
Tim Staniford was the intended target. As you see, the back of the shirt is, Stu didn't stop you. He didn't want to. I think they were impartial.
Oh, yeah. They're very objective. You know, you mentioned Staniford. He's really struggled this year, but of course Schweigert has not. 6'3", 209. I mean, that's the body you want for a free safety. You want a guy who can hit, but you also...
Dave Ryan. All right, could be potentially very bad news for Illinois. Steve Kurt Kittner, the star Illini quarterback, has a twisted right knee. He's been harassed and hit hard all day on the interception that Schweigert had earlier in this quarter. The last possession, he was hit just as he released the ball, but he's back in the field. Looks like he will return. His backup, Dustin Ward, still has the hat backwards, not ready to come back in quite yet.
All right, Dave, thank you. We'll watch the Kittner, and he'll hand it off to Rocky Harvey, trying the right side. It breaks it, and he's into the secondary. Stopped by Schweigert. If not for Schweigert, that might have been 6. Brian Kenny.
Steve.
Born and raised in the Champaign-Urbana area, where the Illini are from. Ball carrier is Rocky Harvey, another big game. Schweigert to stop again. And all of a sudden, the Illini getting the offense going in the running game.
Well, that would certainly help the knee of Kurt Kittner if they can get something going, and that's back-to-back excellent runs, and now inside the 45-yard, that right knee, and see how stable it is.
Second down and 11. Number 44. Kittner throwing. And too high, and the skirmish breaks out as Kittner is involved with one of the Purdue defensive players. It's Landon Johnson, who has one of the interceptions, nearly had the interception earlier, and now players again come together.
Watch there at the end, Landon Johnson. He gets pushed by Kittner. Landon Johnson says, "What's up? It's a game of contact. It's all good." But that, you know what, Steve? That's frustration on the part of Kittner. No way that he would have imagined in the first half against Purdue he would have thrown 3 interceptions.
His experience has to be a huge factor today. If this is a younger quarterback throwing 3 picks already in the first half, you wonder about them the rest of the game. Here's Lloyd. They try to hand it off. I don't know if Lloyd was going to think about throwing it or not, but either way, he's stopped by Antoine Rogers in the backfield.
Purdue was very fortunate there, and that's because Antoine Rogers was coming on a corner blitz, and he runs right into it. Watch. He's going to come and run right into it. He's going to run right into the reverse. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but in this case, Antoine Rogers was both. I think he was throwing there or he was running. No, it doesn't matter. We'll never know. Illinois comes up 3rd and 29.
They're 1 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. This is a tough one, though. 3rd and 29, forget it. There is a flag down. Boy, Dorsch is back at the 5. Get it away. Another beauty. Spiraling kick. Back for it. Eugene Wilson. And there was a shot in the back, and that's the reason for the flag. Wilson is pushed out of the 38.
And Steve, that was a painfully obvious clip, one that should not have happened. But again, the very thing that we talked about, not only the great kick by Dorsch, but coverage. In that case, it was almost 5 seconds in hang time. Here's the obvious clip. No need to do that, but you want to be aggressive and do something. Pulling the hands back, it's a little bit too late for Carlos Lattimore.
It's a 50-yard punt by Dorsch. And so here's Kittner now. Kittner will dump it off to Rocky Harvey. He's got the first down and more. Trying to take the sideline. Harvey can fly. Schweigert trying to catch him, and he gets him. Able to knock him out of bounds at the 12-yard line. The Rocky Harvey picture show right there. 50-yard gain for Rocky Harvey, the senior from Chicago.
Kittner does a tremendous...
To the 30-yard line. Mountain Dew Code Red statistics from the first half. Time of possession jumps out, and then there's that bottom statistic about turnovers.
Well, of course, the other thing that I see right here is the yardage. And, of course, for Purdue in particular right here, only 111 yards. See, they've been averaging 1 point.
Last year's tough injury plague, 5 and 6, non-bowl type season. He made a great comeback this year, plenty of times. He thinks they can do it again.
Here the Illini looking to at least tie, if not go up. They hand it off to Antonio Harris. And Harris is able to rumble down to the 4-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. Aiken and Dale finally brought him down. You get 3 different looks from 3 different runners for Illinois. Harvey, Davis, and now Harris.
But this one is particularly impressive because he really should have been stuffed for no gain. Take a look now. He comes to the right. He's forced back into the inside. There's the first hit. Odom can't get him. Johnson can't get him. Look at that as he runs through the tackle of the secondary. Great power on the part of Antonio Harris. You can see Brock.
All right, Brian, thank you. That'll go as the 8th sack of the day for the Illinois defense. Here's Ort throwing right side and completing to John Standiford. Bumped out.
Well, of course, since 1997, this has been a great place, Ross-Ade Stadium, for the home folks. 24-3 at home. You see the 9 straight wins. They haven't lost since 1999. So this is going to be absolutely huge, I believe, for Illinois on a lot of levels, Steve. Not some
turnover. You pick something. That's what coaches do, regardless of your margin of victory. And start with penalties. 3rd down and 6. Kittner airing it out and intercepted for the 4th time today. And it's Jaquez Reeves who's got that one.
Reeves is with Moorhead stride for stride, and Kittner didn't quite put enough air underneath it. He underthrew that ball. There's plenty of time. He's not really hassled. He's got a good opportunity in the pocket. Steps, plants, throws a little bit too soft. To give Reeves credit, he battles the taller and stronger Moorhead to come up with the ball. Look at that, battles him too as Moorhead drops him to the ground. Still able to get 8 yards on the interception return.
There's Kittner.
He seems really bothered by it.
U.S. Army storyline. It's going to be about turnovers. And there it is. Purdue 3 turnovers. Led to 14 Illinois points. Also interesting to note, the Illini have turned it over 5 different times today. What are the odds on that, Todd? Turning it over 5 times and still being up by 25. Rather long, I think. All right, Brian, thank you. So we documented Dorsch, the snap, able to get it away in proper amount of time. Dorsch 5 punts today, 53.2-yard average. 1 punt under 50, and that was for 47. Antonio Harris, the ball carrier, and he's out to the 39-yard line. Stuart Schweigert brought him down after the gain of 18.
And this is where the offensive line of Illinois asserts itself as they try to take time off the clock and bleed the rest of this 4th quarter. The front 5 of Illinois is doing a pretty darn good job up to this point. Remember, early on, there were an awful lot of sacks that they were giving up. And now Sean Boobin, Jake Balaga, Luke Butkus, Patrick Babcock.